Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach, and today I'm talking about thinking about an ex while in a relationship. So today is going to be a bit more of a discussion. So that I believe when it comes to, like, if you're thinking about an ex while you're in a relationship, there is a healthy way to think about an ex and there is an unhealthy one that may actually be detrimental to the current relationship that you're in, right? So a healthy way to think about your ex, is something where there's not too much emotion involved, right? Because if you are thinking about your ex and, like, maybe you're wanting to get back with your ex or something like that, then obviously that's not good, right? That's not good. If you're pining after them and stuff and it's affecting your current relationship, that's not good. That's not healthy at all. But when it comes to, like, something more healthy, then it could be just something like, because sometimes you can't help but think of your ex if you, like, let's say you drive past a place that where you two used to hang out a lot, or a song comes on the radio and it reminds you of them because it was playing when you had your first kiss with them, or it was just playing a lot of the time when you was in that relationship. These are things that are just going to randomly pop up, and yeah, it is going to remind you of your ex, because you're not just going to get amnesia and forget about your ex. Like, no one forgets about their exes, right? But the difference is if you still have feelings for your ex, right? That's where it causes trouble. That's where it causes a lot of problems, right? And can cause a lot of problems for you, and it can be really heartbreaking actually for the person that you're with as well. So that's the healthy way to think about your ex, right? So the unhealthy way then, is, with those feelings, like if you have feelings, still have feelings for your ex. So if you are in a relationship, right, and you still have feelings for your ex and you're still thinking about them a lot, then you're not over it, right? You're not over it at all. And you're probably actually in a rebound, right? You're probably in a rebound right now, because if you love and think about your ex more than the person that you're currently with, then obviously it's not really looking good for that current relationship that you're in, right? So you've got some options there, right? Because if you're thinking too much about your ex, then for me, I think the polite thing to do, right, the normal sort of, like, nice thing to do would be to break it off with the person that you're currently with. Because obviously you need more time to heal and need more time to get over it, okay? And it's not fair to the person that you're with to be not being able to give them all of your attention, not being able to, because basically you're divided then, aren't you? You're spread out. You're spread out between two people, right? You're spread out between the person that you're with and your ex, right? So you're not going to be with them present. You're not going to be present with them. You're not going to be present with this current person, and you're not going to be able to give them all of the love that you have inside of you because you're split, right? Because you've got love still for your ex. And even if, especially if you would prefer to still be with your ex, because it's just not a nice thing to do to stay with that person. And it may hurt, it may break their heart for you to break up with them. But, one of the best things, I think, is honesty is the best policy. You need to say something to this current person that you're with. You need to say, look, things, have been really tough for me. I keep on thinking about my ex. Like, I know I'm probably never going to get back with my ex, but I think I just need some time to get over them more. So I can't really be with you during that time. But you know what? Maybe, after I've had some time to process things, then maybe we can, get back on track. But right now, I currently need some time out. I need to find myself. I need to, I need to get my head together, basically, and figure out what's going on with my ex, basically, right? And sometimes you see a lot of this kind of thing happening, and I've seen a lot of this kind of thing happening with people that have reached out to me, and they're like, they started dating someone new, and then they're like, yeah, things were really great to begin with, and then all of a sudden, they just have decided that they no longer want to hang out with me. They're becoming hot and cold. They're really withdrawing. I don't know what's going on, right? And they get really confused because they're like, well, I thought everything was great. There was lots of passion. We was really enthusiastic about each other. We had plenty of great dates. What happened? And usually what happens is there's someone else in the picture, and it's usually an ex, right? There's usually an ex that they still haven't gotten over, and maybe their ex has reached out to them and it started to confuse them because they still have feelings for their ex, right? And basically it kind of leaves these poor people who have reached out to me, like, trying to figure out how they can change this thing around, when in reality the person who's at fault here is not them, The person who's at fault is the person who didn't take time to actually get over their ex before they started dating again, right? And now this person's heartbroken because they thought everything was going well. They was dating, it was going great. Then maybe they made love and, the emotions got involved, right? And they were fixated on this person. And then suddenly they just sort of ditched them to go back to their ex, or they started getting confused because their ex has started to talk to them again. Right, and it's really heartbreaking to see this, and you won't actually believe how common it is. Most of the time when I get people contacting me, it's usually a situation that is like this, right? They started dating someone, things were going really well, and then all of a sudden they start bringing up these excuses as to why they can't hang out anymore, and most of the time it's because an ex is back in the picture, right? And so this is why you don't want to do that, right? This is why you don't want to be that person, right? This is why you need to be honest with the person that you're currently dating and tell them what's going on with you, right? And it may break their heart, it may make them really upset, but at least you're being honest and you're doing what's right for you, because it's not a good idea to continue, right? It's not a good idea to continue with this person if you're still not over your ex, right? It's unfair and it's not nice, and they can probably already sense that something is off, that something is not right, that they can probably tell that you're not fully present with them, that you're kind of split, right? That you're halfway somewhere else, right? And you're not fully with them, okay? So, all in all, don't worry too much if you're thinking about an ex and, it's only because, something reminds you of them, or, maybe even sometimes if you just sneakily check on their social media profile to see what they're up to, right? As long as there's no emotion involved, as long as you're not pining after them, as long as you're not wishing and thinking how it could have been if we'd still be together, and having that emotion. Like, it's okay to have these little tiny things that you do. If a song reminds you of them, and sometimes something may remind you of the past relationship that you had with them. That's okay. That's okay, because it's not harming anyone. It's only harming people, or could potentially harm someone, if you still have longing feelings for them and wish that you were with them. Right? It's not a good idea to do that. Okay. Because what it does is it then creates a toxic environment for everybody involved, especially if you are still even talking to your ex, okay? It just creates a horrible triangle of mess, right? And you don't want that in your life. Now, but the thing is, though, some people do want that in their life. Some people love the drama. Some people love that kind of stuff. Personally, for me, I hate that kind of stuff. I don't mind talking about it or gossiping about it sometimes, but I don't want to be involved in that kind of drama, right? But some people love being involved in that kind of drama. They thrive off of it because it brings a lot of fire and passion into their lives and things like that. But personally, for me, it's not good. It's toxic. It's not a good environment to be in, and it also creates bad habits as well, right? It creates bad habits. And that will lead to bad relationships, right? And that's where you'll see people that are like people that can never hold down a relationship, people that are always in and out of relationships, and they've never been able to make a relationship last longer than a year and things like that. And you see that all the time because you know that they are just living in this toxic environment and they can't hold down a relationship because they haven't processed things properly, and because they love to live in drama and they love to live in that kind of thing. But if you want to have a solid, healthy, romantic relationship in the future, you need to get over these things, right? And take the appropriate amount of time to heal after relationships, so that when you get into a new one, you are completely over the past relationship, and therefore you're not in this now toxic environment where you keep on thinking about your ex, wanting to get back with your ex, and being torn, basically, and things like that. So it's best to be honest with the person that you're with, okay? Tell them what's going on with you, right? Be honest about it, and leave, basically, right? If you feel like you're still in love with your ex, and taking the appropriate time to heal, okay? Because it's just going to create a lot of drama, and a lot of heartbreak for the other person involved, the person that you're currently with, because it's just not nice. It's not a nice thing to do to someone, and in a way it's your fault because you didn't take the appropriate amount of time to heal and to get over the previous relationship. Okay, and now you're dragging through someone else's emotions through the mud because of that, right? It's not a nice thing to do. So you need time to heal, you need time to get over it before you start dating someone else, okay? So thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to get in touch with me personally and you'd like coaching with me, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye.